Hey everybody, thanks for clicking that thumbnail and I hope you enjoy this video. In this video, I'm calling this the Montreal Canadiens, the Dirty Dozen. I'm going to give you 12 predictions for the upcoming season for the team, for members on the team, and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, it's just 12 predictions. I'm not saying it's all going to happen, but these are my hot takes for the season. Before we get to that, if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that notifications bell. That's down there. That'll get you notified of all my videos as they come out. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And you can leave any comments in the comment section about how crazy I am about my predictions. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. So we're going to go with, we'll start with number 12. So we'll go from the bottom. And it's not that it's the least crazy prediction, so don't worry about that, but I'm thinking that Montreal trades Byron to Ottawa for a pick. Okay, so I think if you watch my videos, you know I've said that I think makes most sense for Montreal to get under the cap, the amount that they want, is by moving Paul Byron with his $3.4 million contract. Now, there's not a lot of teams that can handle that. Paul Byron is from Ottawa. Ottawa has the cap space. I think it kind of makes sense. It may not be Ottawa that they trade, but I do think they'll trade Byron and they'll get a pick for him. I'm thinking a third or fourth round pick for Byron, so they don't take back any salary and they go under the cap the way they want. Bergevin has said he wants to go into the season well under the cap. Not right now, they're $383,000 under the cap. It's definitely not enough. I mean, if someone gets injured, you can't put another guy on the team because that's minimum $700,000. So they have to do something. I think that's what they're going to do. We'll see if I'm right. Next up, that's going to allow them also, remember, that's going to allow them, they're going to be missing a body. They have time still to make a trade, to sign somebody. So I just think that they need to get under the cap and they'll probably replace him with somebody at a low cost. And my idea is this, and now I'm going to get beat up for this, I realize, but remember, it's a business, and I'm going to explain why I'm saying this. Another trade. Montreal trades Paling. I know I can hear you groaning already. Paling to the Minnesota Wild for Jordan Greenway. He's a winger. He's a left wing, right wing. He is 23 years old. He is 6'6" and 225 pounds. Brings you size. I'm not saying he's overly skilled. He's a third liner, but he'll play on third line, in my opinion, with KK and with Toffoli on the other side. And that gives you another scoring line. Well, Toffoli is over 6 feet. You got three big guys that are capable of putting up some points, not superstar points maybe yet. And I just think it gives you great options. He's making $2.1 million for the next 2 years. And, it's a tradable contract. I think at the end, he's actually making 2.6. So his offer, the qualifying offer wouldn't be that huge if you want to keep him, and I think it's a guy that you could trade if you don't need him at that point. Not because he's not doing well, I don't think that'll be the case, but because you have other guys coming in, you might want to replace him with that. So it's tradable. Listen, Paling, unless he's a left winger, power forward, he's not going to crack this lineup probably in any big way, and he's from Minnesota area, so I think it's kind of makes sense. I saw this as a trade rumor. It's not something I've heard officially, but I kind of like it, and that's my hot take. So that's number 11. So beat me up on that, but if you don't, if you disagree, it's okay. Just let me know what you would do. Obviously, maybe if you disagree, you're not going to do that. But if there's another move, in the comment section, but don't beat me up on it. It's just a hot take. Okay, next one. Now, they've saved a little money. Yes, he's going to cost a little bit on top of that, but I think there's going to be other moves coming. They're not part of my hot takes. Habs, now I'm calling them Habs, sign Danault. I think it's going to be 5 years, $23.75 million, which is an average of $4.75 million. So that's the AAV. There you go. That's my hot take on Phil Danault. I think they're going to sign him. I may be wrong on the numbers, but I think it makes sense. 5 years, it's under $5 million. He's still going to be, what, 31, around 31, 32 at the end of the contract. So, he could still move on. At that money, if you have to trade him, it's not ridiculous money for what he brings. So I think that's it. That's my hot take on Danault. Number 9, Edmondson proves his worth. There's a lot of people saying he's paid too much, it's too long, he's not mobile, he's slow, he's not going to put up any points. I disagree. I think this is an underrated guy. I think he's going to prove his worth pretty early on, and I think we're all going to say this was a good trade, and we're going to be really happy with this guy. That's my hot take on Edmondson. Next up, power play improves, which we all hope it will because it was one of the worst, to 20+%. I think they have the personnel, and if they go in the right direction, I think they got the right guys now. You got guys that can play on the half walls. You got quarterback options here. It's not all going to be Shea Weber, but it might be enough to distract that Shea Weber's shot comes into play again. You know what I mean? So I think this power play improves up to 20%, which is kind of a minimum if you want a good power play. So 20+%. I just don't know how good it's going to be, but I think it'll be up there. Number 7, top 5D on the team. Was I right? Best in the league. You can laugh all you want. I think the top 5D on this team compared to top 5D on all other teams, Montreal's going to have the best D in the league. I think it's going to be big, mobile, aggressive, mean. They're going to clear the net. They're mobile. They're going to be the one thing they're missing a little bit is on the blue line on the power play. I agree. I think they're not mobile enough on the blue line, but we'll see if that's improved. But I think this D is going to be, if not the best in the league, although that's my hot take, right up there with the best in the league. So we're going to have a good defense. It's about time as well. Now I'll slide over to the light and hopefully don't burn myself. Number 6, Cole Caufield will join. Now everyone's in anticipation. Is he going to say Montreal Canadiens? Actually, no. The Rocket. At the end. I'm singing for you. What's wrong? Something must be wrong if I'm singing. At the end of his, I should have wrote this down first, college career. I'll just put days. So when he's done college, which it looks like he's going to be done and wanting to move on to professional ranks at the end of this season. Everything I've read, it doesn't seem like going to a third season for him is going to help him in his development. And he said he wants to be on the big team at the end of the season. He's already said that. So, but I don't think he's ready. I would like to see him do at least a half a season with Laval. So I think when he signs his ELC, I don't know if he did yet, and he starts his first pro part of his career, I think it's going to be with Laval. He goes to Laval if they're playing. Now this is if Laval is playing. So if the AHL is not playing, they might be able to put him on the big team, I guess. But if Laval is playing, he goes to Laval, and next season after this one, he starts in Laval. And maybe a half a season, maybe the whole season. But I think he needs time there to make sure he's ready. I wouldn't want to bring this guy up, small as he is. If he's not ready, I don't think that's good. And I do think he's going to be ready. But I don't think he's going to be ready at the end of this season yet. I think he needs a year with real NHL quality hockey players before he gets into Montreal. That's what I'm saying, I guess. And I'm taking a long time to say that. So number 5. This one I'm going to get probably kicked, but I've said this, so it's not going to be news, really. Habs win the All Canadian Division. Habs are going to win the All-Canadian Division. Why do I think that? I'll tell you one of the reasons, and it was confirmed. If you watch The Hockey Guy, he did a Habs season preview. Like I did, but he did it his way. And part of it is he compared the record. What was the Habs' record against all of the Canadian teams last season? And their record was 10-3-2. They're good against the Canadian teams. They're only going to be playing the Canadian teams. If they can keep that going, and they are improved, yes, some of the other teams are improved too, I get that. But Montreal is improved, and they should be able to keep that going. And that's why I think they're going to win the Canadian Division. They're going to be the best team in the Canadian Division. That's it. Point final. That's what I think. And it's kind of proved out. Well, it's not proved till it happens. But you can kind of guess by their record against the other teams last year. And they are better. There's no doubt. And Brian Burke, who I never used to like, but in the last few years, I kind of liked him. And I like what he said about the Canadians. He thinks Canadians are going to win the Canadian Division. They've improved in every aspect, everywhere they needed to, and he likes the improvements, and he expects them to win as well. So I kind of do too. I think Craig Button does as well. So, but I do, and I've said it for a little while, and it's not based on those guys saying it. I said this, I think, before they did. I've said this for a little while now. As soon as we kind of knew there was going to, or thought there was going to be a Canadian Division, I did a video. It's out there. You can check. Number 4. KK. That's the Jesperi Kotkaniemi. If you're not sure who that is, gets 30 plus points. I put the plus, but I think it's going to be tough. I think originally I said 34. In his first season, he got 34, but that was in 79 games, I think. This is 56 games. So I said 34, but I don't know. That might be tough for him this year, so I put the plus just in case, but I think he gets 30 points. I think he has a good season. Not superstar quality yet, but I think he has a big improvement, shows that he's ready, and that's what I think. 30 plus points for KK. Number 3, we'll go with Suzuki now. Suzuki, 65 plus points. And 2 things with Suzuki. And 50%, I'll say 50 plus % in the circle. So I think Nick Suzuki is going to have a point again. So I'm going to give him minimum 56, but I think he's going to improve on that. He's going to have a breakout season really early in his career. He's going to have it on both ends, and one of the stats I'm giving him is 50 plus % in the face-off circle, because he's good on face-offs. He's going to be a great two-way center, and I think he's going to put up the points, and he's going to put up on the defensive side this year, and that's what I think. And that, the reason I'm putting that, just to put the ball to them, is I think Suzuki finishes top 10, not in the scoring race necessarily, but top 10 in Selke voting. Top two-way forward gets the Frank Selke Trophy. That's what it's for. I think Suzuki doesn't win it this year. I'm not even saying he's coming into the finishing in the top 3, but I think in his very second year he's going to be in the top 10. He's going to be getting some Selke votes already, and I think I've said it in the video I did about Suzuki that I think one year, and he may do it multiple times, but I think he will win the Selke Trophy one year as the league's best two-way forward. So there you go, Nick Suzuki, who everybody knows. It's no surprise that I love Nick Suzuki. He's going to be a great player. Now, the number 1, and this one I think everyone's going to like. Montreal versus Toronto in the playoffs. I don't know which round. I think there's going to be 2 rounds in the division. So it's 2 possibilities. I don't know first or second. Montreal wins in 5. Montreal-Toronto in the playoffs. Montreal wins in 5. The Leafs fans are going to beat me up on this. Any Leafs fans that see that, I get that. But but your team's not built for the playoffs. They're not. Montreal is. If we meet you in the playoffs, it's not even bragging or anything. I really believe Montreal will beat you in the playoffs. It might not be in 5. It might take 7. But that's my hot take is in 5. So I think that Montreal's going to have a good season in this All Canadian division. I don't know that that's going to transfer into success in the playoffs as far as getting to the Cup. I don't know that because I don't know if the Canadian division is going to be able to step up against the other divisions in the playoffs because they haven't had a lot of success that way, all the teams in the last bunch of years. So we'll have to see. I mean, that could be different. It could change, and Montreal could do really well. But I don't know. But I think in the intra division, I guess. So they're going to play the round 1, round 2 against each other in the divisions. I think that's where they'll do well, and they'll come out of that. So I guess I'm also predicting that they're going to win 2 rounds in the playoffs. And then maybe, we'll see from there, anything can happen. But I think they'll come out of the Canadian division. So there you go. I guess that's a big I should have put that as a hot take. But I guess that's what I'm saying there. I mean, I think they're going to come out of the division. And be the team. So there you go. That's it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments, if you think I'm crazy, if you have any predictions of your own, let me know in the comment section down there. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't yet already, and I don't understand why you wouldn't, please subscribe and ring the notifications bell. And that's down there as well. And that'll get you your daily fix of Bleu, Blanc, Rouge right here talking Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Stay safe out there and peace out, y'all. I'll see you next video. Bye, everybody.